Welcome back to Broadway World's Next on Stage, sponsored by Broadway Records. I'm your host, Richard Ridge. Tonight, we're announcing the top three of the high school edition. Yes, our top three tonight received the most votes during the past week of voting, which opened on June 22nd and closed last night at midnight. You voted them into our top three, and now our judges will provide valuable feedback for them to use in their next performances, which will be voted on by the public next week. The judges will also review performances from our bottom three contestants who didn't make it into the top three, giving one of them a chance to compete and to move on in our final round. Now let's welcome back our judges. From Aladdin, it's Ariel Jacobs. From Wicked, it's Jackie Burns. From Kinky Boots, it's Kyle Taylor Parker. And joining us again this week as our special guest judge from Jagged Little Pill is Derek Klena. Now let's review our prizes. Both the college and high school winner will receive a prize pack of merchandise from Broadway World's Theater Shop, CDs from Broadway Records, $1,000 to a charity of their choosing, and both first place winners will have the opportunity to record a single to be released on Broadway Records, with the profits from the recording being donated to the Actors Fund. Oh, but it gets even better. Winners will also receive a virtual voice lesson with Matt Farnsworth prior to recording your single, a session with Telsey & Company's Rachel Hoffman to hone in your audition skills, and a free subscription to Broadway World's education online classes in acting, singing, and dancing worth over $1,200. Tonight we'll be hearing from all of our contestants: Amanda Swickle, Franco Tomasi, Hannah Tremonti, Jack Duquette, Robert Montano, and Terrance Bogan. Let's see who the fans have voted to move on and who will need to be saved from the bottom three. Now let's start the competition. All right, here we go, judges. The first member of our top three is Franco Tomasi. This week, Franco is singing Out There from The Hunchback of Notre Dame. Judges, enjoy.
This is a really hard question because I think that all of the comments the judges give me and critiques they give me just are amazing. And it's amazing to hear from all these people what I can do better and how we can improve for next time, because I think it makes me as a performer better, and I'm so grateful for that. But I think the best advice I've gotten throughout this whole competition is all of the acting and storytelling advice, because, you know, I can try to carry a tune, I can, you know, move around, I can show, but it's hard to feel sometimes. And I think especially when Kyle said after last midnight, you know, you've shown us that you feel like you look great, you can move around, you can be there, but do you feel it? And his challenge for me to find the humanity really helped me. I think that I've grown a lot in this competition, and I'm really grateful for all of them, but I think that would be it. While every single one of these performances are amazing, I'd have to say that I think that I admire Terrance a ton. He is a great performer with an equally amazing singing voice. Like, come on. He picks amazing songs and delivers them perfectly. I love his confidence and his stage presence, and I think that he's a great performer all around, and I really admire that, and I think, you know, he's great. Let's be honest, I think singing a duet with any of these judges would be iconic, but I have to give it to my girl Jackie Burns. I've been a huge fan of her ever since I got into musical theater, loving Wicked, loving her as Elphaba. She's just extraordinary. Oh my God, I love her. And I think it would be a legendary duet, and, you know, let me know. I'm thinking we should sing something from Wicked, maybe For Good. I think that'd be really cute, but whatever you want, Jackie, whatever you want. So if you're down, let me know. Safe behind these windows and these parapets of stone, gazing at the people down below me. All my life I watch them as I hide up here alone, hungry for the histories they show me. All my life I memorize their faces, knowing them as they will never know me. All my life I wonder how it feels to pass a day not above them, but part of them. And out there living in the sun. Give me one day out there. All I ask is one to hold forever. Out there where they all live unaware, what I'd give, what I'd dare, just to live one day out there among the millers and the weavers and their wives. Through the roofs and gables I can see them. Every day they shout and scold and go about their lives, heedless of the gift it is to be them. If I were in their skin, I'd treasure every instant out there, strolling by the Seine. Taste a morning out here like ordinary men who freely walk about there. Just one day and then I swear I'll be content with my share. Won't resent, won't despair, old and bent, I won't care. I'll have spent one day out
Way to go.
Amazing.
Franco.
Wow.
Jackie, we'll start with you.
I mean, like every week I feel like blessed to have these earphones on listening to him. Like his tone is so effortless. I mean, his pitch is perfect. His tone is like literally butter in your ear. I mean, he's just like so good. It's stupid. I'm embarrassed for how good he is because it's embarrassing for me to not be that good. No, I mean, like he's just like so good. I just adore him, and I would sing with you any day of the week. So just give me a call. The only thing that I would say is that sometimes I feel like his moving around takes a little bit away from his storytelling, because I really thought he took Kyle's note and about the storytelling, and I really felt like he had his as ifs and he was invested. And just sometimes with all of the movement, because of the medium that this is, it gets a little bit seasicky, and it distracts a little bit from the performance for me. But other than that, I'm such a fan.
Yeah. Derek, for you.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, Franco has just shown so many colors. I mean, the last time I was here, what he's saying last midnight to now, I mean, it's just like the scope of what he can do is phenomenal. There's no denying that. I think his vocal ability is incredible. I'm along with Jackie here. The only notes I had were technical. I mean, obviously, we're still learning this medium. We're still learning our frame. But with songs where, and this is kind of a universal rule for songs where you're singing either about like the sky or something below, I feel like it's really important to establish your eye line at the very beginning of this, because the moments where Franco's eye line was straight ahead at kind of like a steady level towards the audience, we're on the same plane, all of a sudden we're like in that story. We're able to follow a lot clearer. The times where the focus would either drift up or drift down, we lost the eyes. And from an audience perspective, if we lose your eyes, the specificity goes away. And I feel like the storytelling would just be taken up that much more if we established a more even playing field that's on the same level as our audience, just so we could really stay engaged and not lose his face at all. But other than that, he's phenomenal.
Perfect. Ariel.
Yeah.
Franco sounds incredible, like always. I can't understand how these kids are so talented, how every single one of these contestants are so talented. It blows me away. I would say I loved all of the notes that he took from
all of these weeks. I think his acting and his storytelling has really grown, and I could see everything that he was experiencing, and I could feel it. And I also loved, he added like some little riffs in there that I've never heard before, and I don't think that took away. Like when he did them, I felt like they were coming from a real place. So I applaud that, because it's very important if you're going to add something to the song that it feels like it's coming because of an emotion. So I felt like that happened. And what else was I going to say? I don't know. I think that in terms of the swaying, that was distracting a little bit, like Jackie was saying. And I think that he can just live even more in his body. I feel like his emotion is so exposed and it's there, and his voice is so full and expressing all of his emotion. And I think once he steadies himself and gets more planted, it might expand into, out into his hands, out into his fingertips, actually letting the emotion and the energy expand all the way to the tips of your fingers. And what does that feel like for it to completely fill you up? I felt like it was filling him up, but it could get even more. It could get even, fuller in his body. So he could definitely keep going in that direction. And that's all I have. Everything about his performance was so amazing.
Kyle.
Yes. Oh my goodness. He was so great. You did it. You totally did it. He was a human. He meant what he was singing about. I agree with Jackie and Derek about the technical aspect of, staying still and eye level. And I guess what I also have to say about that is sometimes when you allow yourself to be that vulnerable, there's so much happening inside of you. Sometimes, like, that feeling is like you could run a marathon, and it's like exploding inside of you. Trust it and sit in it. Something I tell myself, I get like that before auditions sometimes. I tell myself, you have nothing to prove and everything to share. Sometimes when you have all of that emotion, you just want the audience to understand it so much and really feel it. So it's kind of bouncing like that. But when you come to a place of sharing, it changes your energy and you'll just tell the story.
Perfect. Okay, our next contestant is Hannah Tremonti. Derek, I'm sure you've heard this song before. Hannah is singing In My Dreams from Anastasia. Judges, enjoy.
My favorite song that I've sung this far definitely has to be Live Out Loud, because I had struggled with that song for so long with the rhythms, and it was so uplifting to me that I finally was able to get it, and that I was finally able to conquer that song. A fellow competitor that I admire definitely has to be Ariana. I've become close with a lot of people from this competition in both the college and high school divisions, but the one that really sticks out is Ariana, because she is so insanely talented. She is such a good actress and such a good singer, and she's become such a good friend of mine. Okay, I couldn't choose just one, but if I had to pick, I would say either I would sing In a Crowd of Thousands with Derek Klena, or I would sing Take Me or Leave Me with Jackie Burns. They said I was found by the side of a road. There were tracks all around. It had recently snowed. In the darkness and cold, with the wind and the trees, a girl with no name and no memories but these. Rain against a window, sheets upon a bed, terrifying nurses whispering overhead. Call the child, Anya, give the child a hat. I don't know a thing before that. Traveling the back roads, sleeping in the woods, taking what I needed, working when I could, keeping up my courage, foolish as it seems, at night all alone in my dreams, shadows to have lived in the shadows and have traveled this far. I've seen flashes of fire, heard the echoes of screams, but I still have this faith in the truth of my dreams. In my dreams, it's so real, and my heart has so much to reveal, and my dreams seem to say, don't be afraid to go on, don't give up hope, come what may. I know it all will come back one day.
Kyle, let's start with you. Hannah.
Man, so good. This storytelling, the moment before, the tone is crystal clear. I mean, you meant what you were singing. You had a story for yourself. We saw the universe. You have grown so much. Congratulations. It's a joy to watch you. I'd pay for that. Like, I felt like I was watching a musical from home. So happy. So I guess the next thing that I can give you, these are just thoughts. It's not really critiques, just we always are growing, right? So something that I want you to think about is using the music to accelerate your thoughts. There was one place, like I think from the bridge, between the bridge and the next verse, that there's just music there, and we call that air, and it just needed to be filled a little bit with thought that can propel you into the next line. So it was kind of right after you said, but I know that I'll be okay. So while that music is going, you can say, will I? I will. I will. I will. And then you can start the next verse. See how that works for you. It may not. You might have to fill it with a different thought. That's all I have.
Beautiful. Ariel.
Yay, Hannah, you sound amazing. I think that similarly, your voice has grown so much during this entire competition. What I'm hearing of it, I feel like I'm hearing more colors, I'm hearing more strength, and your voice has this beautiful quality to it. It's like it can do the musical theater thing, but it also can do this like singer-songwriter folk thing. It's got a very beautiful tone that I feel like can branch into so many different genres. So that's a really great jewel of a voice. And like Kyle was saying, there was a moment where I felt like there was a little bit of space in the music where I wish that I had seen more thoughts, more inner conflict that propels you into the next line, or hearing somebody say something or seeing something that gives you an impetus to say the next line. So making sure that you're always completely fully alive in those spaces is really important. And the other thing to think about is making sure that when there's a list of something that you're expressing, like I did this and I did this and I did this, you're talking about all the jobs that you had, getting to this point. Make sure you're always building. Every time, I mean, there's a build to the song so that there's a growth to the entire song. But there's also a build to a list. When you're listing, I did this, and I did this, and then I did this. And it has to build in the small sections as well. If you're, coming up with the things that you've done in your life in that moment of the song. So making sure that you're growing in every single thought. If the thoughts are growing on top of each other, that's one growth, and if the song has a huge arc to it, that's another. So every single moment is alive, and you're doing that beautifully, so keep it up, and I can't wait to see what's next.
Beautiful. Derek, now you've heard this song sung many times.
Once or twice, yes. No, her voice is just so crystal clear, beautiful. I think I said this last time I heard her sing. It's just like it's just one continuous thing. Like there's no break. She doesn't have any portion of her voice that's like weaker than others. It's all just so powerful and strong and beautiful. Her tone is amazing. I think my one critique would just be, we can't forget the stakes that we have in this. And we also, with songs that are so beautiful and melodic and like wistful, we have to counter that with a character that is so strong. And like I think we've talked about with Anya's songs before, that she really has nothing to lose and everything to gain. And with that comes like extreme hope, determination, but also like strength. And so I think we just need to embrace the stakes there, deepen it a little bit, and don't get carried away with beautiful sweeping melodies and songs like that. You have to counter it. You have to be that much more strong and find those moments to really like Errol was saying, like, put your foot on the gas and drive it. You have to drive the song forward. So finding those specific places to really like up the intensity throughout, and will just help shape that and give it that extra punch at the end. Fantastic job. Your voice is so gorgeous.
Beautiful. Jackie.
Yeah, I was going to say the exact same thing as Derek. I mean, I'm just such a fan. Her voice is so beautiful. She has like that mix that you would kill for. It's just like the most beautiful, full, gorgeous mix ever. I'm so obsessed. If I could, I would love that as well. So I give it to me. I'll aerial you, you know. But yeah, it's about fighting against the music. When something is so beautiful, and us as singers, we just like fall in love with that melody and we just like want to sing into it. It's our job as the actor to keep the story, propelling the story forward and fighting against the music, because that's what's so interesting. So yeah, just echoing what Derek said, but so good. So good.
Beautiful. Well, the last contestant who is making it into the top 3 is Terrance Bogan. And tonight, Terrance is singing A Piece of Sky from Yentl. Judges, enjoy Terrance.
Wow.
It all began the day I found that from my window I could only see a piece of sky. I stepped outside and looked around. I never dreamed it was so wide or even half as high. The time had come, Papa, can you hear me? To try my wings. Papa, are you near me? And even though it seemed at any moment I could fall, I felt the most. Papa, can you see me? Amazing things. Can you understand me? Things you can't imagine if you've never flown at all. Though it's safer to stay on the ground, sometimes where danger lies, there's the sweetest of pleasures are found. No matter where I go, there'll be memories that tug at my sleeve. There will also be more to question, yet more to believe. Oh, tell me where is that someone who turned to look at me and want to share my every sweet imagined possibilities. The more I live, the more I learn. The more I learn, the more I realize. The less I know each step I take. Papa, I have a choice and now each page I turn. Papa, I have a voice and now each mile I travel only means the more I have to go. What's wrong with wanting more? If you can fly and soar with all there is, why settle for not a star. Please, oh, sky. Papa, I can feel you. I can see you. Papa, I can hear you. Papa, watch me
Here.
Wow, these kids are in high school.
I'm done.
Jackie.
Oh my gosh. I'm exhausted.
I wish our cameras were on.
Me too.
I'm
like,
I'm dead. I'm dead. I was like, how is he holding? What is? I can't.
I thought he froze for a minute. So I was like, that was incredible. Oh my god.
Magical. That was
Wild.
I am like tingling. I'm
So
actually
good.
tingling. That was so good. First of all, can we just talk about his like musical theater knowledge?
Oh,
Like he is coming up with songs that I'm like,
That's a great choice.
I mean, just mind blowing. Like half the songs he's sung, like I don't know. I mean, like I'm like he's so smart. It's stupid. Every time he sings something, I'm like, oh, okay. I want to applaud him for taking the notes of there was, we had been talking about riffs and like when they're appropriate and when they're not, and are they telling the story? And everything he's saying came from this place of storytelling, and it was just so moving and magical. And you don't need to put anything else on anything when you have a voice like that and you're telling story. I mean, it's just like, do you see how powerful that is, right? Like, when you just hold a note like that, you don't need to put anything else on it, right? So I hope he realizes how he's enough just being him, right? Like you don't have to put any dynamics on it. I can't even talk. That killed me. It was so good. I'm done. That's it. I got nothing.
Derek, thoughts on Terrance?
Just unbelievable. I mean, I think we're all in agreement that was a performance. Just saying it so beautifully, so powerful. The strength was there. The storytelling was there. The only thing that I struggle with, and the only thing that I would say that he could just take it up a notch, would be kind of the similar thing that Franco struggled with a little bit, was finding that eye line, finding that focus, and focusing your thoughts, remembering who we're singing this song to and what we're singing about, and the objective, and making sure that we don't stray from that. We don't let your like vocal prowess and how difficult the song could be vocally take away from what the story that we're trying to tell. So along with that strength and that beautiful voice and that power, if we could just focus those thoughts and really map out for our audience, where Papa is and where we're singing to ourselves, so that we have our very two clear focal points, our objectives of like what we're singing towards. Just that extra clarity will just really round this out beautifully. But just such a strong performance, amazing song, great choice. That was so fun to watch. I mean, that is just like leaving it all on the stage. It was amazing.
I love how you all just sort of throwing things into the sky.
I was just, it was definitely one of those moments where you just throw something at the stage.
Ariel.
It felt like that. It felt like it's one of those performances where you want to take off your shoe and just throw it at him. It was too good. Terrance, again, amazing song choice, amazing voice, and amazing storytelling. I feel like when I watch you perform, I feel your emotion in your silent moments. I feel your aliveness and your thoughts when you're not making sound. And that is such a hard thing to teach somebody. And you just are so natural at that. It's amazing. And Oh yeah. So then okay, yeah, of course, the last note, it's stupid good. It's like I felt it's like how does not compute. It's like in your brain, like, how is this happening? How is he holding this note for so long? And so I love this song. I sing this song on my album. It's the way that I close out my solo show, because it's such a good song in terms of looking back at your life and figuring out, like, I've come so far, I've learned so much. So I have a really great personal connection to this song. When I do it, though, I actually don't do the Papa Can You Hear Me parts. I take that part out. When I hear you do the Papa Can You Hear Me part, I think the one thing that I wonder about is whether you have a strong connection and imagery for who your father is and what he means to you. So saying, Papa, can you hear me? Papa, can you understand me? Every time you say the word Papa, what is your feeling about Papa? Do you have like a tenderness towards Papa, a love towards Papa? Do you have, what is the relationship history, and what do you want? Every time you speak about any person in a song or a scene, anytime you're acting and you're talking about or addressing somebody by name, it's very important to have an opinion. How do you feel about this person? Because it informs everything. It informs how you talk to them, and it also informs and lets the audience know what your relationship is and how you feel. So singing this song in the future, just make sure that whenever you say Papa, that there's a very clear emotional color to that. What is your opinion about Papa, and how do you feel about him? So that's the only thing I would say. Besides that, stellar performance, and I'm just a gag. I don't even know what else to say. You're amazing. Congratulations.
Kyle.
Yeah, I'm worn out, so I'm going to take a nap for a while. That was so good. The voice is extraordinary. The song, I wish I could sing like that when I was in high school. You're incredible. So I agree with everyone. We're talking a lot about objective and intention and really focusing on the kind of the storytelling. So what I have to say about that is Yentl and this song is one of the trickiest songs to do that with, because it happens in a movie. The song is cinematic itself. It's like, who would you be singing to? Yourself in the mirror. It's a moment of public solitude. And those songs are really, really hard to make actionable. So an objective in a song is typically something that you want to achieve as a character, right? When I get a song like this, and you'll find it in like pop musicals too, where the lyric isn't so actionable, like you can't really put a tactic on each line. So I try to work in broad strokes, and I think about the objective instead as a driving question. And the lyrics will answer the question that you have. So in this one, your driving question could be, sorry for this little theater lesson, but I think it could really help you. The driving question could be, is it worth the risk? Am I worth the risk? So every time that you're asking the question, you know, Papa, can you hear me? Perhaps you're asking him, am I worth the risk? So am I worth the risk of success, risking to have a wonderful life, right? So when you get to that big question, with all there is, why settle for a piece of sky? That's your answer. So you've got that full launch. You know what I mean? Tricky song, but use the driving question whenever you have a song like this. It might help you. That's it.
Beautiful. Well, when we come back, our judges will see performances from our bottom 3 performers, who will then battle it out for a spot in the top 3. Welcome back. Our judges will now see performances from the bottom 3 performers who didn't make it into the top 3. Now, the judges can unanimously decide to allow one of those contestants to move forward with the competition. So, singing Why God Why from Miss Saigon, it's Robert Montano. Judges, enjoy.
Why does Saigon never sleep at night? Why does this girl smell of orange trees? How can I feel good when nothing's right? How is she cool when there is no breeze? Vietnam, don't give answers to your friend. Just questions that don't ever end. Why, God? Why today? I'm all through here, on my way. There's nothing left here that I'll miss. Why send me now, a night like this? Who is the girl in this rusty bed? Why am I back in a filthy room? Why is her voice ringing in my head? Why am I high on her cheap perfume? Vietnam. Hey look, I mean you no offense, but why does nothing here make sense? Why, God? Show your hand. Why can't one guy understand? I've been with girls who knew much more. I've never felt confused before. Why me? What's your plan? I can't help her. No one can. I liked my memories as they were, but now I'll leave remembering her. Talk to the war, what they knew from TV didn't have a thing to do with me. I went back and re-up, sure Saigon is corrupt. It felt better to be here, driving through the embassy. 'Cause here if they can pull a string, a guy like me lives like a king, just as long as you don't believe anything.
I mean,
I'm done. He's amazing.
Well, you've got two more to go. Next is Amanda Swickle singing Always Starting Over from If Then. Judges, enjoy Amanda.
Thank you for finding me, and thank you for the care, and screw you for making me think that this life might be fair. You promised to love me, I promised you kept, and I won't be sorry that you said to leap and I let. I won't regret what I did then, though it hurts more than I could imagine back when. All the same, even so, I would love you all over again. Am I always starting over every brand new story? Am I always back at one after all I've done? 'Cause I burned all of my bridges and learned every last lesson too. So how can I start new? I love my children both fiercely and well. When they ask about you, oh Lordy, the stories I'll tell. I won't regret the lives I did lead. I loved you and let that be all that I need. Say that's fate, say it's foretold. I'm through with fighting it, I'm much too old. What the gods have to give, I'll take and I'll live and be loved. If we're always starting over every brand new morning, to be. All that's ahead and all that's behind, it's all in the moment I make up my mind and open my heart and start and start. 'Cause we're always starting over every life we're living. Yes, we're always just away every step we take. And my love, our life is over. But love, I'll make you one last vow to start over and over and over somehow. My new life starts right
Wow. Finally, here is Jack Duquette singing Lost in the Wilderness from Children of Eden. Everyone enjoy.
Oh gosh.
Hello, my name is Jack Duquette, and I will be singing Lost in the Wilderness from Children of Eden. I never made this world. I didn't even lose it. And I know no one said it was fair. But they had a garden once. They had the chance to choose it. They gave it away, including my share. And now we're lost in the wilderness. Lost, crying in the wilderness. And if anyone's watching, it seems they couldn't care less. We're lost in the wilderness. You follow all the rules, you swallow all the stories, and every night you wish on a star, dreaming your day will come, trusting in allegories, and every morning, boy, look where you are, lost in the wilderness, lost, slowly dying in the wilderness, with no chance of living, boy, until you confess you're lost in the wilderness. Don't you ever watch the eagle fly into the sun and wonder how he got to feel so free? If you ever have, you know your journey's begun. Hey, what have we got to lose, boy, when already we are lost in the wilderness? And where we are headed, boy, I couldn't even guess, but off we go without a warning, running as we hit the ground, where our future lies a morning, where our hearts are outward bound. To one bright and distant morning we may stop and look around, and there in the wilderness finally we'll be found.
When we come back, we'll see if our judges have decided to save one of our bottom three and let one of them move on in the competition.
Hi, my name is Michael Manerick. I'm going to teach you guys my philosophy on acting.
Hello, friends. This is Mr. Drost with Lesson 1.
Hello, dancers. My name is Ted Keener, and I'm one of the ballet teachers here at the Institute for American Musical Theater in New York City.
As in all things in life that are technical, having a solid foundation is super, super important.
Make sure your knees are nice and straight here, and we're still standing up nice and tall.
I believe basically acting is taking your set of characteristics and putting them into a different set of circumstances and just being in that moment. And how would you and how would your soul and how would your breath react in that moment, knowing the characteristics of the circumstances?
You know, is singing easy? Not really, but we want it to be as easy as possible. And through this technique, you'll learn how to do that.
Getting place off the knees, the knees are open, tailbone is under, exactly. Stretch and squeeze.
I want to take away the distraction of the world and teach you how to be in the moment. How to do the thing that you're doing while you're doing it.
Your range will increase as we do the exercises.
Bottom, point, and close it front.
You can just take a breath of fear, of guilt, of joy, of love, of sadness, of pain. This is all you need, right? This is it. It's your breath, it's your soul, it's your joy, it's your presence.
This is a secret that a lot of people don't know about.
That's what people want to see when you audition and when you do stuff on stage. They want to see your joy. So let's bring it out, okay?
Here we go.
Welcome back. We will now find out if our judges have decided to save one of our bottom three to let them move on in the competition. Judges?
We have come to a decision. It was very challenging. All of the three contestants gave performances that are superb. We love Amanda's voice and we love Jack's storytelling. As always, both of them have really grown since we've seen them throughout this competition, but we have to choose Robert, who's going to move up to the next part of the competition. We love Robert. Yay, congratulations, Robert. You have the most beautiful voice. I mean, we talk about this every week, your tone, the power that you have, your breath support, but on top of that, your acting and how alive you are and the high stakes that you have and really how you fill every moment. Every single moment is mesmerizing. So, Robert, congratulations. We can't wait to see you again.
That is incredible. Now, you know, we're coming into, this is the end. Next week is just about it. So it's be the final voting. So judges, do you have one final thing you'd like to say to our top four of going into next week of what they should focus on? Jackie.
Yeah, I'm going to be like the Simon Cowell of the show. Remember how Simon Cowell always used to say song choice, song choice, song choice, like make or break, you know? So song choice, you guys, when you're going into this next week, think about what shows you off the best. Think about what you connect to the most. Think about what you can bring to the story, your own, you know, what your own feeling about something is. And it really, that's what makes you pop. It's not the, you know, it's what you bring to the song. So just think about your song choice.
Beautiful. Ariel.
If I were to say one thing, I'd just focus on what you love and what your character loves and also what you love. Like, is it a person that you're singing about, or is it something that you want to create? And maybe it's for you as a personal connection. It could be that it's how much you love performing, but find the one thing that you love, that you need and you want and you dream about, and you need to make it happen. And if you can connect to that and make the song, every song, about what you love, then it's going to be so much more powerful and relatable. It's going to make you human, and it's going to make the whole story of the whole show come alive.
Beautiful. Derek.
Yeah, to piggyback on that, I think, you know, all of our finalists have such amazing voices. Now it's about being as specific as possible, specificity and focus, and in finding the weight in every decision. All these songs, everyone's been singing like these epic songs, but we have to remember the magnitude of these moments and being specific. Remind yourselves who we're singing to, have a very clear picture for our audience of who we're singing to and what we're singing about. And I think keeping that focus and that specificity will just elevate everybody to the next level. Great job.
Beautiful. Kyle.
This is the moment. I mean, everyone is so talented in this competition. So I agree with what everyone has said. And also remember the medium. So you're telling the story on camera. Really find your focus. Instead of playing to the balcony. Let us into your story. Let's see those eyes.
Beautiful. Well, judges, I thank you. I mean, this has been really, really great. I mean, everything you've told all of these contestants along the way, they've all taken your notes. This has been a masterclass for each of them, I'm sure. I wish we all had this when we were in high school. So I want to thank you and everybody at Broadway World for that. But congratulations to everyone who is moving on to the top 3. We'll be back tomorrow night at 8 p.m. for the college edition top 3. And then on Monday, July 6th at 8 p.m. for our season finale and to crown our first winner of Next on Stage High School Edition.
Yay!
And please don't forget to visit BroadwayRecords.com to enter a chance to win a 5 CD prize pack with winners announced every Monday. Have a great week, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Take care.
Yay!